basically, like, everything after second base is no can do.
It's like, I know what I want. You're 17. No, you don't.
There was a lot of, like, rocking back and forth with claws out.
Actually, what I'm kind of ashamed of is that I liked it a little better than the Bond movie.
I was kind of fine with it when they weren't talking. When they started talking, I got annoyed. I did.
There was a lot of, I'm going to stare deep into your eyes. Oh, and then, you know, so the movie kind of progressed from the we're staring at each other because we can't really touch because I'll lose.
I'll eat you.
I'll eat you, yeah. To the, we can kiss longingly instead of stare longingly, and that was a large part of the movie.
It took them a while to get to second base. I was actually really impressed. This movie is all about chastity. Aside from Bella and Edward, I can't remember anyone else's names. Is that there wasn't enough development in why she would like him. He says, I've been watching you sleep for 2 months. I like watching you sleep.
Isn't that a little freaky?
Yeah. It felt like a commercial in favor of abusive relationships.
I never have to actually apologize to you for being a jerk.
Seriously,
I just get to all of a sudden say, hey, how's it going? And then everything's fine.
Even when he explains it, it's like, I'm going to blame it all on the fact that I'm a vampire. Accepting each other just the way you are, kind of questionable when he wants to drink your blood.
And yet there was always from the beginning, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Why?
And he's not cute enough in this movie to really pull that off.
The cuter guy was actually like the bad vampire and the werewolf. Those guys were cuter in spite of what Deborah thinks.
Not the werewolf. His
Don't tell
fangs
his
were a
agent.
little too long.
Oh, I like things. It made me happy. James is a good villain. I believed him. He's high school creepy. He wasn't, I am wearing black chains and I have blood on my fangs. It was very just like, he's this kind of normal looking guy, kind of attractive, but...
So, Edward gone wrong, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Edward gone wrong.
Yeah.
Except cuter.
Personally, thought James was much cuter than Edward.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'll go play with them. I was very worried about the last fight with James and Edward. I was kind of relieved. I felt like it was a lot more just rough. You know, like throwing each other 50 feet up through the window.
Well, and they're fighting
that
for
kind
a
of
girl,
stuff. Yeah.
too.
Well, yeah.
One wants to eat her, and
other
we
one.
don't quite know what he wants with her yet. But it's...
Well, he wants to eat her too, but...
He's trying to resist.
Yes, but he still wants to
getting
eat
better.
her.
He's reforming. That the director, the first assistant director, the casting director, costume, makeup, the predominant team was all female. I thought that was so interesting because this is such a girl movie. The sound design was actually a lot of fun. They did some really, really good things with it. Not a lot of the makeup was good. Teeth were okay because they tried to do like the Interview with the Vampire thing where they're just very subtle.
Ears were good.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. They did a really, really subtle job on the ears. They just made them slightly pointy. But other stuff like the makeup, the glittery thing,
They shimmer. And I don't know. I know it's part of the storyline.
He looked like David Bowie.
Wait, I need to explain sunlight somehow, but I'm sorry, writer, you should have come up with something different. The I glitter and look like I'm encrusted with diamonds isn't quite what we were thinking.
If I was out with a guy and he started glittering, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I need to scrub your face. I thought actually Bella's best scene was when she was dying.
Yes.
And most girls don't do screaming, pain, crying, death well, and she did a really good job.
Yeah, cinematography was beautiful too. I really, and granted, you can't really go wrong in Washington and Oregon. It's just kind of pretty.
There were moments when I got bored with the movie and I just kind of watched the scenery and was like, I think I can actually smell the pine trees.
Yeah, I didn't roll my eyes and wish I had rented it. You know, I wasn't bored. I was engaged almost the entire time, and for a few horrible seconds, it made me feel like I was back in high school. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I really was expecting to want to poke my eyes out or fall asleep or just be bored out of my mind, and it was entertaining.
I want to dislike it more than I think I do. I'd probably go watch the next ones, not necessarily in theaters.
Why would she want to cuddle up on his chest? It'd be like on an ice cold water bed.
That was one thing I kept thinking. I'm like, kissing cold
No, it'd be like
lips.
making
The whole
out
thing
with
was
a
like,
haddock. Ew.
Gonna give me a group swoon before you go?
No.
That was okay. Wait,
Was that good?
wounds involve
Foreheads and
just
going over back.
Oh, sad.
No, it's more sideways. And
Yeah,
since
exactly.
the strong guy that can catch you.
I realized that we're all like, you are not gonna. What about you, Titus?
That was what. Yeah.
Come on, you're not the target
No, I'm not in
demographic.
this one.
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
I'm
You're
not.
in the
Yes, you
after it. Come on.